So you need to be able to do 2 stories, and then you want to make sure you can buy all that equipment up front if you can. If not, you're doing single level, you're going to then reinvest that money and buy the equipment to do 2 stories. And the reason why you want to do that is because 2 stories where most of the money is going to be is in a 2-story home because it's going to have the most windows. Also, a majority of the homes are 2-story, and this gives you the ability to do both single-story and 2-story. And typically, you want to do at least a 20-window home if you can. I mean, take any home you can get, but your ideal home is going to have 20 plus windows. Probably ideally would be 30 to 35 windows. That would be a good size home, and then to do like 2 or 3 of those a day. But every home is different. But definitely if you can get like a 20 window home, that's great. You know, that's only going to happen if you're doing 2 stories. I don't know very many single level homes that have that many. I mean, there are. The majority of single level homes don't have that many windows. And so if that's happening, then now you're going to need to clean like a lot of single level homes each day to compensate for not being able to do 2 stories, and that's going to be harder to do because most homes have 2 stories. That means you got to go like hunt and peck for single story homes and try to line up single stories. That means when a customer calls, you have to say, well, is your home a 1-story or a 2-story? And then if they're a 2-story, you have to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do 2-story. That's always a negative, right? Your customers aren't going to be potential customers aren't going to be excited about that. You want to be able to do it all. You know, if you really want to make $100,000 or more a year in window cleaning, you want to be able to clean all the different possibilities. That's why it's important that you invest your money, reinvest your money into more equipment until you have all the equipment that I list on windowcleaningdude.com. I have all the equipment listed needed for doing a single story, for doing a 2-story, for doing commercial. So be sure to check that out. You want to get all that equipment, well, at least for the residential. And then of course, if you want to do commercial, I would work towards that in the future because the commercial side is a little more expensive to buy the water fed pool system. Definitely got to have all the 2nd-story residential cleaning gear, and that includes ladders and a ladder rack and ladder levelers, which can be pricey, but like I said, you will make that money back quickly. So starting off window cleaning residential, you probably will be doing like 1 home a day, and then try to fill up 2 weeks of 1 home a day. And once you're filling that up for 2 weeks out, then I would start adding a 2nd home a day. And then once you're filling up 2 weeks, 2 homes a day, then start doing 3. And that would be the ideal goal, so that you always have jobs 2 weeks out in your schedule filled up, and then that will also give you time for your body to cope and adapt to cleaning more than one house, because it will be exhausting at first. And so if you just line up like 3 houses in one day, chances are it isn't going to happen because you don't have the speed, stamina, the energy. Your body's not used to that, and you're not going to be able to do it realistically, and you want to do a good job. And so don't focus on speed starting off window cleaning, focus on doing a good job, focus on quality, and speed will come in time. Focus on your technique, focus on getting the technique down right when you're fanning or just doing your straight pulls with cleaning the window. Make sure you're focusing on the technique and taking your time. Don't try to speed up the process. The speed will come with just having done X amount of windows. You're going to get faster over time, your body's going to cope over time, and then you'll be able to easily clean 2-3 houses a day as you progress. So as far as the neighborhoods are concerned, obviously ideal neighborhoods are newer neighborhoods, middle class neighborhoods, 3 to 4 bedroom homes, 2-car garages, like if the lawns are kept up, they have nice vehicles. You know, those are the residential homes that you're looking for. That's the ideal place to go and clean windows. Now you can clean anywhere in town, any house is good, any rich and poor alike if their windows clean, but the majority of the money for window cleaning is going to be in a middle class neighborhood, 3 to 4 bedroom homes. Like I said, you know, go scout out neighborhoods, find those neighborhoods. You can scout them out online on Google if you want to do Google Maps. You can scout out neighborhoods that way, or you can just drive around your local area. You know, when I first started off, I just kind of got in my car and I drove to the nearest neighborhood that I thought looked decent. I didn't even bother carding my own neighborhood. My advice would to actually be to go and look for a nice new middle class neighborhood and start carding that and go from there. And the more you clean, you will discover more neighborhoods, especially when people start calling you and scheduling that way. You'll discover new neighborhoods and you'll be like, oh, this looks like a nice neighborhood. I should card this neighborhood after I'm done cleaning this house today. Keep that in mind when you're just out and about, even when you're not working. Always be looking, scouting what would looks like a nice place to card and or knock doors. Figure out what are the neighborhoods you want to clean in, and then cover those neighborhoods thoroughly. When you're doing residential window cleaning, you really do want to try to get the customer to have you clean the windows inside and out. It's tempting to be like, hey, I just want to clean the outside because I don't really want to have to go inside their home, but a majority of the work is going to be on the outside. Doing the inside, it's going to give you that additional income, and it's the easiest part of the job. Even though you're dealing with their stuff and having to work around their things, that's the easiest part to clean in almost every residential situation. Now, I have cleaned some homes where the inside was actually dirtier than the outside. That's very rare. Typically the outside of the house is always the hardest, it's always the dirtiest. If you're doing ladders, you gotta get up on the ladder, but when you go to clean the inside, guess what? You don't have to use the ladder. You just go up to the second story using their stairs and clean the windows as if you were standing on a one level. Always try to convince your customers to let you clean both the inside and the outside. If they only want to let you clean the outside, then charge 70% of what you would normally charge to clean inside and out. And explain to the customer if they ask. If they don't ask, just give them the quote and say it's going to be this much, do 70% of the cost. If they say, why is this more, why isn't it half the price, then simply explain to them, well, doing the outside is the hardest part of the job, it requires the most effort, it's the dirtiest, I've got to get on the ladders, that's why it's 70% of the cost. They'll quickly realize that, and hey, who knows, maybe they'll be like, okay, well, then go ahead and just do it all. And then, hey, you just made more money. So always ask customer before you start if they want you to clean the garage windows and if they have any skylights they want cleaned. Some people are not thinking about that when they have you quote over the phone or in person, and so always double check before you start window cleaning that they didn't already include that in the quote and that they want to have that done, because if they haven't included that in their window count, if you're following my method, which is by window count, then that's extra windows that you can clean and make extra money. Also with skylights, you want to make sure that you can reach them from the inside, that you can get to them from the outside, and that it's worth your while to clean them. Always make sure you do a window count before you start your job, and make sure your quote is accurate before you start window cleaning. So with the residential window cleaning, you're trying to form a relationship with these people, so always try to be nice, don't talk religion, don't talk politics. Even if you agree with their politics and religious ideas, don't talk about those things, because typically they lead to other discussions that aren't as positive. Keep everything positive and happy, make it professional, make it about their windows. You can chit chat. I do recommend chit chatting and building a relationship with them, talk about other things besides windows, but don't go overboard and don't get so caught up in a conversation that now you're losing track and focus of what you're there to do, which is to clean their windows and move on to the next job and get their next customer's windows clean. So build a little bit of a relationship there, help them feel comfortable with you, so they can get to like you and know you and want to have you back again and again and refer you to their neighbors and to their friends and family. That's always a plus and a bonus, so be sure to do that. The nice thing about building that relationship with your customer is that they're going to be loyal, and so if another window cleaner does come by who maybe wants to try to underbid you at some point, they're going to be like, I already have a person, because they already trust you, they know you, they like the job that you've done. As long as you're doing your best and doing an awesome job, then they're not going to ditch you for somebody who comes along and wants to do it a little bit cheaper, because it's more than just the windows, right? You might, I know for some people I've cleaned, I was the only person they were ever talking to, they either worked from home or they were older, they didn't know anybody anymore, and so if I was being nice and friendly to them, it's almost like they're forming this friendship with you. They don't want to lose that, and if they trust you and they know you do a good job, they don't know how well the next window cleaner is going to do. They don't know if they're going to like them. They don't know if they can trust them, and all those sorts of things. So it's more than just the windows. So if you build a good relationship with a customer and they become loyal, they're going to stick with you almost all the time. The other thing I like about residential window cleaning is that there's always a water source. If you enjoyed this video and found some information that you felt was helpful to you, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe so that YouTube knows that you find this information valuable, and to click that notification bell to get any updates on new videos. Be sure to check out windowcleaningdude.com for everything that I offer. Everything is free. Don't forget to comment down below if there's anything else that you want to know about or you want me to talk about. Thanks for joining me. I will see you in the next episode.